Hello, today I am going to talk about expectation of a simple random variable and its properties. The theory of expectation of a random variable is developed in three stages. The first stage is expectation of a simple random variable. This is exactly in line with the development of the concept of expectation of integration of a measurable function with respect to a measure. In probability theory, by random variable, I have already mentioned that we refer to a real valued measurable function. The conditions that you see here in the definition and in lemma 1, they are the one and the same for what we call measurable functions in analysis. And a simple random variable is a simple measurable function, that means the one which takes finitely many values with probability 1. In this note, I am denoting the values of a simple random variable by a1, a2, ak. a1, a2, ak are k real numbers. Now, expectation of x also denoted by the integral of x dp, then would be defined as the sum of the values into corresponding probabilities, this expression. So, if the random variable takes the value 0 and 1, then a1 is 0, a2 is 1. What will be the expectation? Next, this remark is slightly technical. You can skip it for a while. Let us just look at these properties. Now, you see, I am proving these properties only for simple random variables. They will be more or less true for non-negative and real valued random variables. So, these properties for non-negative variables, non-negative random variables, this will be true as well. But first we prove properties taking the definition for expectation of simple random variables only, and then the idea will be generalized. So if x is a non-negative valued random variable, expectation of x is non-negative. How the proof is very simple, just look at this definition. Here, obviously, these probabilities cannot be negative, but the values can be negative, right? So, suppose I can have a random variable taking the values -1 and +1. But when I talk about a non-negative valued simple random variable, then I refer to a simple random variable where these AIs cannot be negative. So, there, thus, if AIs are non-negative, then obviously the sum is non-negative, right? So, the result is immediate. First part. The second part, suppose x is a non-negative random variable and expectation of x is equal to 0. By the way, this part is not true if x is not non-negative value. So, I will give you an example. And suppose a1 is -1 and a2 is +1 and both the probabilities are half, then what is expectation of x? 0, right? So, you see there a random variable is taking two values, negative and positive, so they are cancelling out each other. But if x is non-negative value, then you can see what is happening. Then all the AIs are non-negative, so there is nothing to cancel out. So, if this is equal to 0, then either all the AIs should be equal to 0, and if some of the AIs are not 0, then the corresponding probabilities should be 0. So, altogether they mean that probability x equal to 0 is 1. So, if AIs are all 0, then the random variable take only one value, that is 0. And if some of the AIs you argue are not 0, then therefore probabilities are 0. So, the probability of the random variable taking those negative values are 0. So, the random variable takes only 0 value with probability 1. It cannot take any negative values because here the random variable is non-negative. Now, expectation simple random variable x and y are simple. That means both x and y are taking finitely many values. Then, in expectation of ax plus y is a into expectation of x plus expectation of y. This is called linearity. Now here I would mention one point which I probably I should have pointed out earlier, that you see, if you take any probability space, this is a probability space and x is a real valued function, and then you can have how many random variables on a probability space? Well, uncountably many, as long as as long as this is an infinite set. Why? Because you can take every set here, every event here, and you can take indicator of that. That will be a random variable. What is indicator? Indicator of a set is defined like this, that for every element in this set it takes the value 1 and 0. So for every event the corresponding indicator is a random variable. So you on a probability space you can have many random variables defined. Now the collection, I leave it as an exercise for you to think that the collection of all the real valued random variables on a probability space is a linear space, is a real vector space. Why is that? The answer is very simple. You look up in any advanced analysis book, for example in Royden, then the basic property is that if you have two measurable function, real valued measurable function, their linear combination is also a measurable function. So therefore the collection of real valued measurable functions form a linear space. So that is the logic. So you see, if I take x and y, two simple random variable, here the interesting thing, the ax plus y will be a random variable, but it will also be a simple random variable. Now that is not very difficult to see, because if suppose x is taking two values, a1 and a2, and b is taking three values, b1 plus b2 plus b1, b2 and b3, then you can see how many values will ax plus y take. So it could be for every value of a, you pick at the value of y. So if a1, you can take b1, a1, b2, a1, a3 in this way, a2, b1, a2, b2, a3, b3. Then you will get the different values of ax plus y. Right, and then you have to use the definition. So this is something I would generally prove in a class lecture. It's a bit tedious to talk about it, but this I hope is clear, because this is a very simple intuitive idea, the first property. The third property is the direct consequence of the first and second. How? Because what do you mean by x is less than y? These are two functions. I mean by pointwise. That means, so for every omega in the sample space, x of omega is less than or equal to y of omega. And so then y minus x is a non-negative valued random variable, and y minus x will be a simple random variable. You are taking this little a to be minus 1. And then by that logic, expectation of y minus x will be expectation of y minus expectation of x. But since y minus x is non-negative valued, so therefore by the first property you have the result. And this fourth property, I don't know whether you can understand this. It's not very complicated, that ax is taking the value a1, a2, ak, b is any event. Now multiply, I told you that for any event the corresponding indicator would be also another random variable, and in fact it's a simple random variable. So if I multiply these two random variables, what do I get? I get another simple random variable, well, which will be 0 outside b, right? Because as soon as w is outside b, this part is 0, so this will be 0. So this will be 0 outside b, and within b it can take value a1, a2, ak depending upon. So you are partitioning b into a1, a2, ak. So in this part a1 intersection b, it is taking a1, a2 intersection b, it is taking a2. In this way, ak intersection b, it is taking the value ak, but outside b it is 0. So this is a new simple random variable. So by the definition, what should be this? This should be values into corresponding probabilities. But corresponding probabilities of what? In this case, the sets are ai intersect. So this random variable is taking the value ai for w in this set, not in the whole of ai, but ai intersection b. So this will be the definition of this product. Now from this it is immediately obvious that if you take if probability of A is equal to 0, then what will be this expectation? So replace B by A. Here you will have AI intersection A, but probability of AI is 0. So what will be each of these probabilities? So that I leave you to think. So AI intersection A is a subset of A. So if probability of A is 0, then each of those probabilities AI intersection A will be equal to 0. Because if A is remember that property, if A is a subset of B, then probability of A cannot be less than equal to more than probability of B. So probability of A will be less than equal to probability of B. So by that logic, AI intersection A, that probability cannot be more than probability of A. But if this has probability 0, then probability cannot be negative. So then everything has to be 0. So what it is telling us, that integration over sets with 0 probability is equal to 0. Now this, if you recall your concept of Riemann integration and those who have seen Lebesgue integrals. So if you take a Borel set on which has Lebesgue measure 0, or if you take a set which has length 0, integral over that is equal to 0, right? Because if you think of the measure as the area, then if area is 0, then the integral over that set is 0. So it is a similar concept, and this sixth property you just can skip for a while. Now next comes expectation of non-negative valued random variable. I will just touch the definition here. So you see, this will use the concept of expectation of any non-negative simple random variable. So what I am saying is that if you give me any non-negative random variable, then I have at least one non-negative simple random variable, right, which will satisfy this. Why? Because suppose I define a constant valued simple random variable y, that y is taking the value 0 for all points in the every outcome. So with every outcome it associates the number 0, that is for every w here yw is equal to 0. If I take, then obviously yw is equal to 0, but x is a non-negative random variable, so y will be there in this collection. So this is a non-empty collection. So I am collecting all the simple random variables which are non-negative but point-wise dominated by x. Now I know how to compute expectation of simple random variables. So now, and also from property 1, I know that these expectations will be non-negative. Why? Because y's are non-negative. So I collect all those numbers and take their supremum. So now here is a valid question, that why do we take supremum? Why not take the infimum? So here is the answer. And because I have just told you that if you take y equal to 0 everywhere, then that will be in this collection, and expectation of y is equal to 0 in that case. And this is a non-negative collection of number containing 0. So the infimum will be 0. So for every random variable, non-negative random variable, expectation will be 0, which will be really not something that we want. It will be meaningless. So we cannot take infimum. So we take supremum here. And now next we will talk about expectations of non-negative random variable in more detail in my subsequent lectures. Thank you.